Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh.
And I'm Mark.
And before we get to today's video, which is going to be awesome, we want to talk to you about MyHeritage. A little while ago, a company reached out to me called MyHeritage and they say, hey look, we've got these DNA kits, we'd love to give you one and you can test it to see what your heritage is. I'm like, hey look, I got a video coming up with my good buddy Mark and I want to see what he is too. And says, you know what, we're going to send you two. And so Mark and I took the kits at his house, we spit, what did we do? Like,
I don't know, I think it was just a little swab.
Yeah, you swabbed it in, you stuck it in and got out.
Yep.
And insert the swab inside. Once the swab touches the bottom of the vial, break the swab against the inside edge of the vial.
Swabs up. Ping. Right side. There we go.
Couldn't be much easier than that.
That's easy. Easy peasy. Just like that. Zip it up. And mail it. Put it in your mailer. So activate your kit online. Do not skip the step. It is necessary to get your results. Mark's just putting his address on. You connect it with this code here, which is also on the vial. We didn't really know, but this code is on the vial, which is also on the box. That's Mark's, but it's also in the box. So don't get your codes mixed up. And then you register online, and then you send her in, and we're good to go. And we wait for it to come back.
I wish I knew.
How easy was that, Mark?
It was so easy, man. Like, what is that? Took us like 3 minutes? No time at all.
Mark's came back first. A little bit jealous, like 2 weeks before mine came back. I must be just really complicated.
I think so.
But you send it in, it's really quite easy, and then you'll get an email that sends you this page right here. And so we're gonna do Mark's first. So before we get to Mark's ethnicity, Mark, what do you think you are? Like, what have you been told? What is it that you tell people you are if they ask your ethnicity?
Okay, so my mom's half German, half English.
Okay.
And my dad is full-blown Dutch. So
he's
I have very low expectation.
Okay.
For seeing anything other than that.
So those three. So
Yeah.
German, Dutch, English.
Yeah, predominantly Dutch.
Predominantly Dutch.
Yeah.
And so when you send it in, they send you this awesome little landing page. Mark and I have not seen our DNA yet. This is blind reacting to our DNA. So Mark, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Excited.
Here we go. Whoa! I'm gonna turn that down. So Mark is 71% English.
What?
What
Shut
did you
up!
say? You're predominantly Dutch, right?
Dutch.
Okay. Wow. And you are 22.6% Irish and Welsh. Okay.
Okay.
Really? You are 3.4% Scandinavian.
Yes.
And then, is that it? No, there's two more. 2.3% Baltic.
Baltic.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds nice. Isn't that Russian? No.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're predominantly United Kingdom, Denmark, Norway. So you're talking, you're not even in the Netherlands, bro. You're not even here in the Netherlands.
So when I went and visited all my family members there,
they're not. I mean, what probably happened was they migrated to the Netherlands and then went out
Yes.
from there.
see, the story I had heard is they were from Germany
Yeah.
and then they migrated to the Netherlands.
Okay.
Wow, not even
But
Dutch.
So it sounds like, okay, but Dutch by like, I don't know how you say this, association, like they moved there.
Yes.
And so your
Yeah.
deep roots are from there because
Yes.
that's where all the
That's
family moved. But it looks like you are literally a Brit.
Wow.
Bro. Ireland, England, Wales,
Wow.
and like a big Irish, Scottish, Welsh, which
Wow.
I wish we could break that down. But that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And here's your view. Here's your full ethnicity. And so there's more here. So you got some, obviously Canadian. That's where.
Yep.
So you got United Kingdom. It's big. So here we go. Genetic groups confidence level. High confidence level. Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Norway, Sweden, Ireland. You're like a Viking.
Yeah.
You're
That's
a
kinda
Viking.
cool.
You could tell people you're a Viking.
That's cool.
I'm down for that. So
Yeah.
was surprising, not surprising?
Very surprising. Very surprising. Like I've been to Denmark, I've traveled through Germany, but I never went to Norway and Sweden. But my sister did an exchange in Sweden, and I've always been interested in it.
There you go.
That's
But
very
look
cool.
here, genetic groups, Netherlands. There you go.
Okay.
So you are linked by your genetic group to the Netherlands.
Yes.
Which makes sense. So your dad, it would be quite interesting to get him to take one of these tests.
Yes.
To see if he's fully British, or not fully, but like see where he's really from.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
That
because
is.
I think overall, Mark, you could just be considered European,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because I don't think that's really weird.
It is
I
weird.
think you're just European. Mark's a Viking, so that's what we're
love
sticking
it.
with.
I love it.
All right, let's get to mine. I've done my DNA with a different company before, and I kind of like was like, whoa, it kind of matched up with what I thought. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what they found here at MyHeritage. Let's check it out. Okay, Joshua, you are 64%
Yes.
Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. We're more like brothers.
We are brothers.
Okay, Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. 11.1% Italian. What?
That actually explains a lot to me. That explains
Maybe
a lot
it's the
to me.
spaghetti.
I think so.
8.8% Iberian. What?
Okay, I need more clarification on that.
What is that? And then 7.1% Nigerian. Okay, where's Iberia?
Iberian.
And then 8.9%, 9% more ethnicities. They don't even like put it in there. That's a pretty big range.
Wow.
So here's how it breaks down. So United Kingdom, Ireland, I'm more Scottish, Welsh, and Irish than anything else, which probably comes from my dad's side, because my dad I know is Irish, Scottish, Welsh. My mom's side is, from what I was told, Jamaican and Native Indian. And if you've ever seen a picture of my mom or the family, you'll see it right away. You'll be like, wow, absolutely, that's exactly. Right? So it looks like I got more of my DNA from my father. 11% Italian?
Yeah, well, like, you're a watch guy. You're 100% a watch guy.
I love spaghetti. Iberian. Now, I don't know where Iberia is. Iberian Peninsula is known as Peninsula of Southwest Europe, defining westernmost edge of Eurasia. So I'm mostly European as well.
Yeah.
But then I get down to Nigeria, which is 7.1% Nigerian, which is like the dead center of not dead center of Africa, but like mid-level Africa. Which is almost like, I've been to Kenya there. It's probably really hot in Nigeria, I think, probably all the time.
Yeah.
So, and then the more ethnicities, and if I do my breakdown of my ethnicity estimates, you can see here that you've got the U.S., Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Massachusetts, Eastern Canada. That's probably where the native, because it won't, for some reason, these DNA companies won't share with you your native ancestry. I don't think it registers for some reason. You have to do a different DNA ancestry for that. But you can see here for the East Coast of Canada, the Acadians, that's where like most of my family is from, like my modern family. So if you break down the Nigerian and West African, it makes up this big part of my body here, or my genetics here. So that's all of West Africa with Nigeria. So that I'm actually surprised that number is that low, considering what my other DNA profile showed me, which was more like 14% West African. So that's pretty cool, though. You can tell I've got a big genetic makeup of a lot of things, but mostly European. That's really, really quite interesting.
Yeah, my favorite is that you're Italian.
That's the matter for you, eh? It would have been interesting, even though my mom's passed, to have gotten her DNA sample to see where she's from. That would have been really cool. And so that's really why this thing is really important. If you're interested in your genetics and your family and your bloodline and everything, this is really cool. And we are very blessed and very spoiled this day and age to have something that we can do like this. That's such modern technology. We get it back within relatively a couple of weeks. It's relatively simple to do, and you can get a really good genealogy of where you're from if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Our parents didn't have that ability, and so we were just told. I think our parents were the last generation to not really get that, to have that thing, and we were just told what they were told, and it was told by told. And so this gives you more of a genetic makeup. Now, it's really interesting to see how this works, and I hope that you guys would consider getting a MyHeritage kit and finding out what your genetic makeup is as well. So, what do you think, Mark?
I loved it. And this actually makes me question, a few things, actually. Because
you gonna call your dad after this?
Well, exactly. I'm gonna call my dad. I'm gonna say, "What's going on, Dad? Do you actually know who you are?" Do you
think he would do one of these?
Well, he's coming this weekend. I wish I had a kid.
Well, let's get him a kit for Christmas and see what it's all about, because that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think, what I might do is get my mom's sister, who's still alive, to do a genetic DNA test to see, because she's very much made up of the same genetics, same father, same mother.
Yep.
That would be really cool to do, I think.
Yeah,
I think very interesting.
Agreed.
So, the kits were quality, really, really nice put together. It was simple to do.
So easy.
Anybody could do it.
So easy.
Your grandma could do it easily.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be really cool to, as part of your learning about who you are, ask your grandparents if they're comfortable doing this, because that could really shed a lot of light into that.
Yeah, I'm totally going to ask my dad all these questions before he does the kit, too.
Okay,
It's
that's
gonna
great.
Be a good time.
And because MyHeritage connected with us, use Joshua1 to start your 30-day free trial and get free shipping, which is really, really cool. That's a great deal. This is a really, really cool product and really eye-opening, and I think you should connect with it and use the code below. I also have a link in my description box and my pinned comment. Or you can actually just scan this QR code right here and it'll take you right to that and you can buy one today. I'd love to know what you guys are made up of as well. That'd be really cool. And if you do get one, let me know in the comments below when you do get it what you're made up of, because that's really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And so thank you, MyHeritage, for sponsoring this video. That was really eye-opening. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, MyHeritage, thanks for that eye-opening adventure. Like, you've opened up a can of worms that I'm excited to explore.
That's awesome. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh and I'm here with
Mark.
And he is dope. Today we're going to be talking about Jesssfam's renovations, and whenever we talk about renovations or house walkthroughs, we bring in the residential house maker, Mark, who can build things from scratch. He literally does this for a living, and so when I think it's going to be funny to snark on Jess and her renovations and see if they're doing it right. And then what do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I don't particularly love her or anything like that, but I know everybody likes to kind of pick her apart, so here we are.
But Mark's going to be, as always, right down the middle. He's going to tell us how it is, and he's going to be honest with his thing, and we're going to make fun of Jess, because that's fun. Let's go. All right, Mark, so it's been a long time since you've been on the show. Who did we talk about last time you were on?
I thought it was Jesssfam.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, it was her. It was her like, what do you call that? Builder special, or what do you call that?
It was nothing special. Yeah.
It was nothing special. But it was funny to watch. But she now has moved since then. I don't know if you knew this. She moved to a 10-acre piece of property in an older house that's built on a slab.
Wow.
And again, not enough bedrooms for her kids, which is crazy to me because I think it was a $2 million house. Has a pool and everything, but she still didn't have enough. She's like, well, we're going to build these bedrooms up. They have this attic that's really long, and they have a window on each side. And they were gonna build bedrooms for the kids. It's not very big.
I think they had just bought the house and we did a walkthrough on it.
Oh, you're right.
And remember, because that window, they had this one kind of dormer, and the window was off to one side.
That's right.
I want to see what they did with it.
We've done so many snarks we can't even remember. But before we get started, I want you guys to let you know about Doodads, which is our new podcast and our new YouTube channel that is up right now. If you head over to Doodads, I'll put a link below as well. You can head over there, like and subscribe, listen to the podcast. It's Mark, myself, Jeff, and Tom, and it's just dads having a good time. Mark and I are also going to be putting out a bunch of videos about DIY builds, ice bath. Mark did a whole bunch of renovations at his house, which looks cool, fireplaces, DIYs, really, really great stuff. Make sure you head over to Doodads right now and subscribe, because we'd love you to, because you want to watch us do cool things. We're going to be going to New York to eat some pizza or some sandwiches. We're going to just do really, really great things, and it is a great podcast and TV and YouTube channel that you should check out, right?
Yeah, and it's a good chance to be part of our OG community, because, we're going to go hard with this, and we're going to go do it for a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be like evergreen content, so like if you want to know how to build a deck railing, go there. It's going to be on there. If you want to know how to put a door on properly, because I don't know how, Mark's the pro at putting on doors, okay? Doorknob. Like little things and big things. Mark's going to teach you everything. Actually, while we do these videos, I learn. Because Mark generally teaches me how to do it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I ask all the questions you would ask, because I'm dumb.
No, you're not, Josh. You're not dumb.
Mark's good. I'm learning. I'm the apprentice. Yeah,
exactly.
So head over to Doodads. We would appreciate that. Anyway, let's get to this video first. As you know, Jesssfam always does like a lead up of nothingness until she gets to it. And so we'll snark on that a little bit, and then we'll get to it. Here we go.
What's up, fam? Good morning. I just got a delivery.
Her voice.
It's not just me. You guys think I do that on purpose? Like I do this? But I just watched Mark's reaction to that. We both got hit in the face with Jesssfam's nostrils. Both of us just got smashed.
You guys saw my last video? I did it. I pulled the trigger. We overnighted some chicken wire. We wanted to get black chicken wire. Well, I guess this isn't technically chicken wire. It's ideal for properties and marking boundaries. Each of these...
That's not chicken wire.
I don't know.
Why should call chicken wire? Where it literally says on the thing, it's for marking boundaries on properties. I mean, you could keep something in, but it's not chicken. It's not real chicken wire.
Not chicken
are 3 feet tall and 50.
Why does she wear bike shorts from the 90s? Stop it. Just stop it.
She's just hanging on.
Mark, one day we're going to build something in Jesssfam's. We're going to dress like Jesssfam and build something. We're going to wear bike shorts and tank tops.
All right.
Mark,
I'm in. Whatever you want, Josh.
So we got 6 of them. You're not going to be happy about this. We're going to unwrap them and just like line the whole fence line, I think with zip ties. Not really sure exactly how this is gonna go down, but we gotta do something because we do not want our puppy getting out.
Oh, they got a puppy. That's right. So JessFam always told everybody too she would never get a dog. She's not a dog person. And what does she do? She gets a dog.
She's putting a 3-foot high fence in to keep a dog in.
So that it can't squish through the I think through that. I think that's
Okay.
what I'm. She's stupid. Is what's happening right now.
Huh, and you've been exploring, haven't you? You're being a good girl right now.
What else could you possibly do with a fence like this? I'm thinking of something. Maybe you can get some of that. Well, it's not exactly landscape fabric, but it's like thick black. What is that stuff called?
I don't know. I'm thinking about a geosynthetic fabric, but that is landscape fabric, so I don't know.
But there's something you could weave in between the fence.
Yes.
It's thick fabric. A dog would never be able to break through it.
They do it for like along pool fences
Yeah,
and stuff,
I've
so
seen
that
that.
people can't see the kids
Yeah,
inside.
that's like a shading. It's like a shading
they're-
stuff.
Her dog's gonna chew that to crap. Like you know right well that dog's not gonna be well trained.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, she got the dog and like went to Disney already. Like she already took off for like a week.
Oh, geez.
So she's not training it, obviously.
So the dog's like stuck in a little cage eating its own poop and stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, like yep.
Yeah, you are. But she finds it very interesting out there, and that can only be when she's on a leash. So, what are you eating? One thing about this puppy is she loves sticks. She finds any no sticks. But hopefully this works. But if you have any better suggestions, please feel free.
We had a suggestion, but okay, why are you asking for suggestions? When you're putting it up, what are you gonna do? Change it on the fly? You're not doing this live. I hate when people are like, if you have suggestions, you already bought it. Are you really gonna change it based on this crap? She's gonna use zip ties and put this. It'll work. Don't get me wrong. But if she's doing it, it's not gonna be done properly.
No, I think she's one of the most annoying customers you can get at Home Depot. Yeah. She's going to install the thing, and then it's going to be a bad idea.
Yep.
Right? She's going to wrap it up because she's still going to leave the tag on it, and some other idiot's going to buy it, after she's destroyed it.
If you're going to put this up too, the best way is to probably not use zip ties, probably to use wire twine, right?
I don't know. Zip ties aren't actually a bad idea.
No? Okay.
No, because you can get pretty heavy gauge stuff.
There you go. Mark's the guy. You would use zip ties on this.
I would.
This process.
Yeah.
But if you were going to try to block a dog from getting out, would you do this? I wouldn't do this. I would get that shading fabric because it look nice on your fence too, right? You can put it at the top.
Yeah.
It's got grommets.
I'm curious to see what she...
Comment down below.
I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby.
So apparently Chris, I think, might have used to been an electrician or a contractor of some kind. So he doesn't do anything now. All he does is play video games.
Yeah.
But I think this is what he used to do. Like, so I think he knows a little bit of what he's doing. Would you cut those off though, or would you leave them hanging like that?
Well, he's going to take a pair of electrician snips and
Think
snip
so?
them all. He will. Okay. He will.
I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you.
Okay, I like this way better than I thought I would.
Did he do it?
Yeah,
I
he
think
trimmed,
he did.
he trimmed
I think he
them
did.
all.
You
Yeah.
can't even really see it. Like I was really worried it would look, I don't know, tacky. You could.
You know
Imagine
what?
Jess saying she looked tacky while dressing like she does.
You know what? I think it looks good.
Okay. I agree with you. You can't really see it, and
Nope.
it's a win.
Yeah.
But shading would be better. The shading material. What did you call it?
It's
was
like
like
a
a-
privacy.
But you called it something. You had a technical term for it.
Oh, the geosynthetic. I don't know.
Geosynthetic.
That's landscape.
Okay.
Landscape fabric.
Never mind.
You can see it obviously close up. It's obviously there. From far
Say
away,
obviously
you can't
again.
even really tell. And then everybody's safe, inside and outside.
I'm giving it to her.
I'm feeling like this was a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to her. That's a great fix she did there.
Okay.
I learned something.
Jess.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
You taught the man, the master.
Yep.
But I bet you not even her idea. She probably just YouTubed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Probably.
only potential way that she could get out now is if she were to dig her way out of the bottom, which as of now, she doesn't seem to have an interest in. Maybe she will get there, but then there's ways I think that.
Or, hear me out, training.
Her dog. Look at the gap along the bottom there. You're telling me that dog's not going to just go.
Oh, yeah. If the dog wants out, it's going to get out. Here's what
Yeah.
you can do. Right, training. There's also electric fences, which some people have a problem against, which I understand that. But electric fences will keep your dog safe from getting run over and running into people and like going out. Like get an electric fence, and your dog has your whole 10 acres that it can run around on. Right? You just take some training. It's really and there are other colors you can get that are not shocking. You can get ones that spray what's that? Citronella. Dogs hate citronella, so there's ones that spray citronella and all this. There's a lot of like humane if you don't like the shock collar option. But Gus loves to run around, but he's got good recall. My dog's got great recall, but early on in life, he did not have good recall, and he's really bounding. Like when you came to the door,
Oh my gosh.
Gus like, it's crazy. And I never want that to leave, Gus.
I laugh so hard every time I come to your house. Your dog just like throws himself up against the door.
Yeah, and I'm good because if you're gonna come to my house, I'm going to know about it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I like about
Oh,
this.
yeah.
But we do have an electric fence that came with our house, and it actually is great. And Gus, when you put the red collar on, he knows that's on. But he doesn't. I mean, he's got good recall anyway, and so he. And if you train your dog properly, you don't even have to have the collar on. They just know the boundary, and it works.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care.
But like we were gonna build you that badass door for your house. I am not building you your door. Your dog is gonna kill
I know.
it.
But a nice door with a big window then.
Side lights. Do you have side lights right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it.
But because Gus is like, I don't need a doorbell. And if you even walk by my house, which is like, the road is like 500 yards away, he'll bark at you. So this is his area.
Oh, yeah.
I love Gus for that.
Yeah.
Solve that also. For the most part, she really likes to stick close by us.
I don't know why.
I don't know. She's only still 9 weeks old. She's only still a puppy, so we'll see if she starts to get brave. But
She'll hate you later.
you ready to go inside? She hung out with us for a while out there. And nap time.
I don't know why this is doing that. Pissing me off.
Like it's like her voice. Like, do you turn it up that loud on purpose so then this?
Yeah, so it bleeds to the mic. I know. Sorry, dude.
Oh.
Now you know what I have to deal with. Now you know what I have to deal with. I have to because it has to bleed in.
God.
If you guys don't know the technical side of this, I screen record on this screen. I pump it through my big ass speakers so that's like this mic picks it up like I'm here, and that's I have to listen to. It's probably why I can't hear anything. My wife's always like says something like, "What?" That's my life now.
Because like I feel like she's making the wax rattle in my ear. Like, does it feel like that to you?
I'm just used to it now. Like I'm losing my hearing.
Okay,
She looks like the Phantom of the Opera, but like both sides of the masks are still together.
had to take my own shower after that. That didn't go exactly as planned.
I hate her angles. I hate her angles.
His dogs get something called zoomies, and basically it just means that they get
Thanks, we know zoomies are a dumbass. Get out of here.
get those a little bit, but I think she was mostly tired, so she zoomed around a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
So
Called
It's a cute,
all this
it's a cute
proves
dog though.
Yeah,
It's
all
a
this
cute
proves
dog.
though is Jess was running out of content, and she got a dog for content. Like these people have children for content, they also get dogs content. This whole half of this video, 7 minutes in this video of this 13-minute video, and it's about the dog. So she bought a dog, which she said she was never going to do because she was running out of stuff to talk about and she wanted content. A content dog. Do me a favor. If you're not a dog person, don't get a dog. Okay? If you're not an animal person, don't get an animal. The animals deserve to be loved, and if you got a dog just for content, get wrecked. You're a douchebag, and I hate that. And so many influencers do this, and they discard their dogs when they no longer, serve their purpose, or they leave them in a crate the whole day when they travel. Like, these dogs aren't living their best lives. Now, some creators are good with their dogs, okay? But most that I've seen are not. So, F off.
so excited to announce, finally, after almost a year of blood, sweat, and tears, we are finally starting to build a new house on our property. And what this
You're not, okay, first of all, that's not building a new house.
No.
Building a new
She
house
just-
would be a slab, your
Yeah.
footings, you put up your walls, you build it.
Yeah.
This is renovating a garage. Stop. And then
She
said
told
that
us she was going to do it.
Yeah, and we're building another house. They're not building a house. They are renovating a garage.
That's right.
And that's clickbait. And that's JessFam is the queen of clickbait and the queen of like white aperture apparently.
means for those who may not have been following is that we have planned, since we bought this house, to turn our 1,200 square foot detached garage into what's called an ADU, an additional dwelling unit.
There, that's what you should have called it. We're building an ADU. You can even say building,
ADU.
or
I've
you
never
can say
heard that.
converting
Yes.
to an ADU. She's lying. They're not building a house.
Which basically just means a house. So this space right here has officially passed its first inspection, and we are going to start building some
They put the plumbing in, right? That's what that whole
I'm
thing
guessing they passed their plumbing inspection.
is. Okay.
walls. This project has taken significantly longer than I had originally thought. Let me just tell you, dealing with permits and architects, and especially being in California, they're really, really strict about their codes. There's energy codes and blah, blah, blah.
So this is the type of client you get all the time, right? People think they can build a house in like 6 months, right? They're like, what's taking so long? Mark, the floor is yours.
Yeah, no, it's that's just typical. She's just typical, but she's just kind of like bubbly about it. I don't know, like
Because she's on camera. But behind the camera, she's probably super angry that it
like-
never happened in 2 months.
for sure. Like the air is blue in that building. 100%.
She probably didn't understand about, like, is one of the biggest things that you run into in clients is like permitting. Like you take on that because that's so stressful, right?
So I work with my clients on it. Like I'm battling permits too. It is the hardest part. 100%. It is the hardest part.
And so she's again someone who's rich and I consider JessFam wealthy. She has money.
Yeah.
And they don't spend a lot. Like they don't. She has made millions of dollars on YouTube, and it doesn't seem like they overly do anything. Like they've had older cars. Like they obviously don't work, so they have to spend their money, and you'd like to live, but they travel a little bit and everything. But they don't have they don't flex like most family vloggers, which is kind of crazy. Which means to me, I'm gonna move this.
There's always gambling though. Like gambling, like on people. There's so many people on online gambling. You have no idea. Like
maybe Chris gambles.
Who knows?
But I don't understand. I think that she does this on her own because Chris is like, well, I'll just do it, right? Because Chris used to be this 10 years ago,
electrician,
and if you or something, and maybe he's a little bit handy. But people who are a little bit handy, even myself, who I consider myself a little bit handy, right? I'm a weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Whenever I take a project on, I've learned I'm calling Mark first, right? For anything, and I've got a bunch of contractor buddies. Even Mark's introduced me to a bunch of guys that I can call if I have. I will never do anything now without them coming to take a look at it and saying, what do I do here first? That's what's taken them so long. She's just not used to not having things instantly. And so, but she uses it all it's all for content. That's why they're doing it themselves. But I don't think they did that plumbing themselves.
No, they broke the concrete floor. Somebody was in there with a jackhammer for 2 days. You kidding me?
Yeah, so it's not her. She doesn't know.
No.
She didn't do anything.
So much stuff that I didn't even know, and they're officially on the move.
The cuts.
Look, we've got some bobcats in here. Are those bobcats? I don't know. Some
That's
big...
a bobcat. That's not a bobcat.
But what do they need a bobcat for?
I'm guessing when they chipped all their concrete, instead of using a wheelbarrow, they used a bobcat so they could load a truck right away. It's very handy. Very handy.
If you had to do that, what would you do? Would you hand bomb everything, or would you get like a wheelbarrow?
I would do it with a wheelbarrow. Like I'd have guys do it with a wheelbarrow. But hey, look if you've got the equipment, good for you.
It's true.
There's awesome. Doing things affordable, and there's not doing things.
Work
affordable.
smarter, not harder.
That's right. She's working smart.
That's not the Dutch way, though. The Dutch way is work harder always. If it's the hard way, we can do it the hard way.
That's
first.
right. That's right.
Dutch way, easy way. No.
Old machinery. They dug up this trench right here.
I worked for Dutch people once, a bunch of times, and I have the experience. Maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong. But I have the experience of like they have a way of doing it, and even though there's probably 10 different better ways of doing it, they don't care.
Yeah, that's
it's like about character building more. And
I agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, Dutch people.
Yeah.
They're salt of the earth, but man, they work, and they work their kids like.
Oh yeah,
they worked their kids. Mark, haven't you worked since you were a kid?
I have. Yes.
You didn't even have a TV.
Family business, dude.
Family business. Yeah. There you go. But they are those Dutch people. They know how to like. There's the people you want on your end of the world team and the what's the word? Apocalypse team. You want them on your apocalypse team.
Laid plumbing and passed its first inspection. So I thought it'd be
What are those things?
fun to give you.
Those
are like the
black
up,
things.
Okay, either they've got vent lines running to the. Is there another floor on that?
Yeah, there is.
So they've got vent lines running to the second floor, I'm guessing.
Okay.
A grand tour of what this place is going to eventually be. Working around the obstacles in here.
Can you pull your pants up more, please? We'd love it when you pull your pants up. It's so awesome.
Like I said, you are looking at our future 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, complete with a kitchen, a living room, a laundry area, every single thing that you could
I need a break. Just gonna rest my ears.
possibly imagine. This is going to be where my mom and my dad are living, and then in the future, who knows? It was the first project that we started when we moved in. There was just a lot of obstacles to overcome. So come on in as I give you a tour around our new house.
Okay, it's not even close to done. You just put some shit lines in. So why don't you wait? But she'll use every step of the way for content, obviously.
With our future front door, which is going to be on this side, you're going to have to use your imagination here, but this is going to be the entrance to the house right here. Be able to open up the
I hate those shoes. I absolutely hate those shoes.
door and immediately walk into the living room, which will be on your right, and the kitchen, which will be on your left. We're using a combination of existing windows and putting some new ones in. So this is actually going to be a really big set of doors here. I believe we're making this window bigger, and there's going to be a window added there and there. That one's staying, that one's staying.
Oh, they got an excavator.
Yeah.
Did they do that in there? Can you do excavator with concrete?
Wow.
Cut the edges and then pull it up?
To me, it doesn't make any sense unless they had to go very deep. Like how you would even do that when you're chipping a line through. Like
interesting.
Anyways, I don't understand.
Okay.
Adding, staying, I think, something like that. So you'll walk in, and this is going to be the living area. Up until about here-ish, there's going to be a wall and a door.
Like,
show the plans. Show the plans. You know they have them because they had to get all the permits.
Yeah.
Show the no, just like here, there might be something in a wall. You're not gonna pull my pants up. My ass is falling out again. Here's the thing. Just show me plans.
Which will then enter into the master bedroom. This is going to be the main bedroom in the house. It will cut off about right here, back up into here, and then just about here, we will have the master bathroom. We're gonna have.
That doesn't look very big. Is that big?
Yeah, it's decent size.
What's this thing here?
So if you count so that is their clean out, I think, for their, I don't know, maybe they have, are they on septic?
They must be on
They're
septic.
So I think that's where it.
Okay.
Exits
So you
to
count the
septic.
studs, right? So you got 18, the 18
Those
inches?
are 6.
16?
Well, they're 16, but they kind of look, some are bigger than
So
others.
1, 2, 3. So she says it's about out to here. That's 4 studs.
So every 5 is, or sorry.
4 feet.
Yeah, I'm so yeah. There's 4 every 4.
Well,
feet
it looks like they're gonna
go.
go in this one because there's the plug for their probably where their vanity is gonna go here probably, right? So they're gonna go to here. Is that's not very big, but it's not supposed to be a big house, right? So
If it's 1,200 square feet, it's not bad, especially if she's got a second floor. But like, she's got
Yeah.
to fit a stairwell in there. She's got
That's true.
Like, it's going to shrink pretty quickly, and she's got to bury all those pipes and walls and stuff. So it's going
That's
to
right.
shrink automatically just by covering pipes.
yeah, because unless they put a bulkhead around it or whatever you call that.
Yep.
Which I don't think they want a bathroom. Maybe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Shower here, vanity here, toilet here.
Why are you putting the vanity there and the plug's over here? So they're
Well,
gonna have to put a plug here.
That electrical's all getting ripped out.
Oh, okay.
Because did you see at the front door there was like electrical? She's like, "This is going to be so huge," and you're like, "Okay, you're gonna have to redo your electrical."
Yeah, so the first thing you're saying is like, that's going to cost
Yeah.
this much. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
So Mark's basically seeing this from a perspective of like someone's walking in. Tell me how much this costs to build.
Where this little hole is, this is bathroom number 1. I'll exit this door, and then exit this door, and then I'm back into the master bedroom.
So
How many views is on this thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
She's
man.
dying out, but let me check.
That's just brutal. Like, if I took you through a house I was building and just did that when there was just plywood on the floor, everybody'd be like, "Go home." Like
84,000 views, which again, I mean, that seems like a lot. 84,000 views. That was February 13th. So it's like 11 days ago. And like, again, in her past, that would have been 300,000 views. She's getting almost nothing. Like, that's nothing for her.
yeah.
And like, I just
Like, what are the let's read some comments.
see, it's gonna be mostly about the dog, right? Because that's the whole thing. How much would this add value to a property here? Let's say California and Canada are very similar because we're very similar house pricing,
Yeah.
like in codes and everything else.
Yeah.
What would adding a dwelling like that add to a house that's worth $2 million?
If you could use it as a rental, I would say that would probably add maybe $100,000 worth of value.
Damn, that's good.
But as long as it's computing, like if you cannot use it as a rental, you
Yep.
know, like if it doesn't have, obviously they've got their own.
I think most people who can afford a house of this size and property this size are not renting that out to people. They're not. People like who can afford that type of
Oh, yeah, that's a
lifestyle,
guest
they're
house.
not gonna. Yeah,
That's
it's a
a
guest
guest
house,
house.
so
Yeah.
they're not renting it. So
No,
but some people
she
will.
wants her parents to move in to be.
Well, they
close.
already because they
Oh,
watch the kids for them. Her
okay.
parents basically raise their children.
Okay.
Like JessFam's always, like her parents have lived with her for a long time.
Right.
Yeah, always.
Okay.
Right around here-ish is going to be a big master closet. Here-ish, back into the living room. Now this is going to be the kitchen. From about here-ish to about here-ish, envision a U-shaped
The echo.
counter space with a fridge, and then right where you guys are standing is going to be the laundry room, or actually a little bit to the side, right there, where that hole is. This is the hookup for the laundry.
We can, does she think we can visualize this? We can't see the side. She's so dumb.
I feel like I got a good grasp of what she's doing, but the thing is like I've been in the industry for 22 years.
Yeah.
Like
She's just not explaining it at
Like-
all. She's so bad at this. Why don't she
Yeah.
get Chris to do it? He seems like he knows what he's sort of talking about, maybe.
yeah,
He doesn't want to do it,
Well,
that's fine.
he's playing video games.
kitchen, laundry, and if you continue down the kitchen, you'll make your way down the hallway, which there will be 3 different doors. Marching straight down the hallway, you will enter 2. This is where you're going to be doing your number 2. Then over here, we're going to have a bathtub. Actually, I think the bathtub is there, and then the sink. Maybe the sink's here. Here's the door. They had it all written out at one point, but that's
I can't I don't know how anybody can watch this.
I know.
so that's the entrance into the bathroom. And then right here on the other side of that door, there's going to be
I would rather watch somebody that needs to paint a wall white that was already white. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like where there's zero
This is
change.
because she's not. I feel like, yeah, you get exhausted watching it, right?
Door. Entering this door, you will find bedroom number 2, where this huge bobcat is sitting. Is this a
No, it's not Bobcat.
bobcat? This thing right here. It's gonna be a bed here. This will be the second bedroom, and then right this way into this machine is going to be a closet. 2 closets, actually. One big square closet for this bedroom, and next to it is gonna be one big square closet with the entrance on that side for the 3rd bedroom.
3 bedrooms? That seems like, why?
In 1,200 square feet, you can pull it off.
Yeah?
I grew up in a 1,200
Why do you need
square
3
foot
bedrooms
house.
for 2 people that live
With
there? 3
3
bedrooms?
Well, you want to have a guest room, and they're going to probably turn one into an office, right?
Oh, yeah,
And then
that's
the
true.
master.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
To me, it makes sense.
Okay. Maybe they're not building upstairs then. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Back
don't
out
know,
this
man.
door, back down the hallway. Here we have another door which is going to enter into the 3rd bedroom with the closet on this side, and then this is, you know, where a bed is going to be instead of an
That's a
outdoor
decent-
freezer. And there you
That's a decent size.
1,200 square feet is like your bedrooms are not 10 by, like you might have 2 10 by 12 bedrooms, and like the bedroom I grew up was like 8 by 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Same. So that means it's doable. It's just not like,
Yeah.
again, it's more
you're
guest
not
and
having
office
walk.
space.
You're not having
Yeah.
walk-in closets. You're not.
I think maybe too.
Yeah.
She has so many kids. Maybe some of them are going to move into those bedrooms. Maybe,
Yeah.
possibly.
But they've got 2 bathrooms in there too. That's going to be a crammed space.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what. Well, I can wait, but
But we're going to snark on it when it's done.
yeah, exactly.
have it 1,200 square feet of a brand
So they're not doing a second floor. My bad. I thought they were.
new on paper, and obviously it'll look a lot better in person, but I am so excited it's finally happening. I think I mentioned in one of our more recent videos how we were just going to move on from this project while we were waiting and start the upstairs. We are putting like a temporary pause back on that upstairs. That's like something we're kind of doing ourselves, but we're focusing back onto this project because now it's fully in action and it should be done by summer,
Stop doing it with your hair.
which is crazy because there's nothing in here. So.
How long would this take? How long would this project take if you're using? It sounds like she's using contractors.
Well, she's getting inspections. I don't know. Probably still 4 months.
4 months.
Oh yeah.
Because what's next? What's the next part? Is doing the
Sure.
framing.
So she's done her electrical. So the very next thing you do is your heating.
She hasn't. Doesn't sound like she's done electrical yet.
Oh, sorry, I meant she did plumbing. So heating and cooling is your
Yeah.
next, then electrical.
Then
but,
electrical.
But I would have had all that electrical stripped out before
Doing your
before
HVAC.
starting any of that. Yeah. So
Do you think they asked her to keep it in so they could use the tools and do everything they need?
probably it's nice to have power, but there's power on the property. It's
Yeah.
not like they need it.
So interesting. So 4 months, Mark's saying.
Excited for this space to be done. We've changed our plans a lot with this place. We just kept going back and forth. We're gonna make all of it a house, and then we changed it to just making half of the space a house, or we're just gonna do 1 bedroom with a kitchen and all that stuff. But when it came down to it, we broke down the costs, and we decided that that wasn't a very good investment, and we really should just turn the
Because they were going to park a car. Remember, they were going to park
yeah.
a car on the one half, which
Yeah.
is super dangerous. You'd have to, the amount of things you'd have to put on the wall that separate the garage and the house would be insane. Because
Well, no,
the
you just fume proof. You just fume proof it, right?
Is that easy?
you just use you drywall it and use exterior grade caulking to seal it.
Oh, really? That's all you need?
Yeah. It's not too hard.
So anyway, they were done. But you live in California. There's no reason that you need to have a car in a garage. In Canada, I park my cars in the garage because we get 10 feet of snow and I don't want to get ice on it and
I
everything.
love parking. My
Yeah,
car in
it's
the
so nice. But in California, they don't get weather like this.
Yeah, true.
At all. It's always nice. So I'd always park outside or have like a overhead, whatever you call it.
whole thing into a house that
Anyway, so she's putting a pause on the other one. So let's take a look at the other one real quick.
Another video.
Yeah. Yes, Mark. Another video. Okay, so this is the one I initially wanted to show you. I didn't even know that one was up until you got here today. But so this is one's called "We're Finally Moving," which again, do you think that's clickbait, Mark? They already moved.
Yeah, exactly.
Bunch of losers, and there's too much Disney stuff going on here.
What's up, fam? Good morning.
It's not morning; it's noon. It says it on your stove behind you.
One thing that we do.
It's literally noon. It's not morning.
You're so mean, dude.
Dude,
I
these
love-
people wake up at like noon. They're like, "Good morning." No one else in the world has to deal with what they like. Our life is so hard. Like, I go to Target. And, like, shut up. Like, Mark, does it not make you angry? A guy who works his arse off. Like, you work sometimes 12-hour a day, lifting heavy things.
Definitely, yeah.
When you listen to people who don't live regular lives, does it not make you a little angry?
No, I feel sorry for them because
Okay.
like I look at it and I go, you don't live in the same reality that
Yeah.
I live in, and I think the rest of the world, I think everybody watching doesn't live in that reality.
Yeah.
So-
And they always like try to come. I think more of it is that they want to come across like they are normal. Like they're like,
Yeah.
look, we're normal. We're normals. You're not normals.
I think everybody works way more than they should. They do whatever, like
Yeah.
That's weird.
And these people come across like they work, but they don't.
Yeah.
At all she does is turn a camera on, put fake eyelashes on, and then put herself in some bike shorts that don't fit.
Definitely.
We don't have enough of in this house. And we never have is, this is gonna sound so silly. Tell me you're a Disney fan without telling me you're a Disney fan, but we do not have enough storage for our Mickey headbands, our Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah, I know that problem. I know that problem well. Are you kidding me right now? I don't have enough storage for our Mickey Mouse headbands? That's your those are your problems? That's why I snark on her, Mark. That's why she deserves it.
Oh,
what
man.
a douche. What a loser.
No, it's not just me.
It is just you.
I mean, kind of. It's like me and my mini-me's, but I
No,
got
it's just you.
these on.
Yeah, like she's like not aware of her audience, I think.
Well,
You
no,
know?
the thing
Like,
is, the problem is she is aware of her audience, and her audience is a bunch of wieners who like, oh yeah, I totally don't have enough room for my Mickey ears. Like, the people, like, her whole personality is Disney. I don't like Disney adults because of her. I would look, if Disney makes you happy, there are worse things that you can be addicted to.
Oh, for
there are
sure.
worse things.
For
And
sure.
I understand that. But because people like her do this, I absolutely hate Disney adults. It's like she has influenced me to hate Disney adults.
Jeez.
Like, I hate it. If your whole personality is Disney, at some point too, your kids are gonna be like, I hate Disney too. Like, you
Yeah.
can't force it on your kids to go to Disney every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I understand kids have fun, but like, if I took Everly to Canada's Wonderland every week, she would be like, I don't want to go anymore.
Yeah, she would never want to.
Yeah. So, but she forced her kids to do this.
Wow.
And now more and more of her kids don't want to be on camera. More and more kids are not even going to Disney anymore. She's forced to go with like one kid. Like, her kids are waking. Her kids, hear me out. And we're parents, teenagers. Like, when that hits, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, rebellious. There, thank you.
Oh.
The rebellious phase. Okay. When JessFam's teenagers get to the rebellious phase, and it's going to come sooner than she thinks, it's going to be a shit show, and we're going to hear for it. And like, because she raised them this way, and they're going to be like utilizing all of that against her, and it's going to be, we're here for it. It's gonna be
They
great.
could become like their own vloggers, just kind of talking about all the crap that they went through.
Yep.
Right?
You
And
got
I
Chad-
would actually tune in and listen.
Chad Frankie over here, who's Ruby Frankie's son, he's on his Instagram talking about how the reporters outside of his house and how his mom's in jail and stuff. Like, he's starting to like come out and talk about it a little bit, and he's going to tell his story, and it's going to be crazy. When Chad and Sherry and those kids come out and tell their story, it's going to shed an even darker light on what these people do to their kids.
Wow.
Etsy. I have one of them so far, and I love it. So
Shut up.
there,
I don't want to do this.
painted it. Just
Oh.
there. I'm gonna finish showing a little bit things of
Okay, here we go.
things. I love it.
There's the floor plans.
This is the beginnings of our next project.
And then like 2 videos later, she's like, oh, we're not doing that one anymore for a little while. So basically, this is the upstairs.
Well, I don't know. Is this our next project? I guess it is going to be our next project. We've got a couple projects lined up right now, but we're mapping out the next one, which is happening a little bit earlier than we had originally planned.
What's he using there?
I don't know.
That's cool.
Chris is trying to make it to scale. Let's see it in action. How's
There we go, Mark.
it going up here?
We got the layout
See if we can find that window.
Yeah.
It's not,
done.
not centered in the
with,
room.
like actual dimensions. I'm just doing AC here, AC here. I already put all the boxes.
Welcome to our next.
So you already put the electrical boxes in. Now, from your perspective, you can see right here.
That is, yeah, no.
That's not? You would
No.
walk in and say no?
So I don't know what the actual code is, but like my electricians put a staple like to hold the wire in every about 2 feet. And
Okay,
so
this was like
that's like about 5 feet there with it hanging down.
So that's a no-go.
So even though they're vlogging this, I doubt they're getting like where we are. It's called ESA inspection. I don't know what this.
No, California's going to have electrical inspections.
Right,
They're going to be
so-
very similar to us. Very
But
similar.
I don't think that area is getting inspected. I think they're thinking they're flying under the radar, but when you post it online, you're not flying under the radar.
Yeah, that's true. So they're probably going to get an ES because they're not going to be able to be insured if they don't. Right? If their house burns down because something he did and it's not insured, or they didn't get an electrical whatever,
Well,
they won't get it covered.
In Ontario, you're allowed to do your own work, but it still has to be inspected.
Yeah, that's
so
exactly.
I'm thinking that he's just maybe not put all the staples in yet. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
All right.
I'm
But you'd
hoping.
walk in and be like, no.
Well, I'd be like, why am I seeing loose wires? That's your first
Project
question.
long anticipated, and we didn't really know when we.
Like, she stares at herself in this camera and like talks at the same time and then preems herself. It's actually a talent.
It is.
She's like, look at his face. Can't even see her nose, dude.
We're gonna get to it because we have so many other projects going on.
You only have one port?
Well, the second one doesn't. It like changes the size of the frame.
I'll come fix it for you. I'll fix
Weird.
it. I'll fix it for you. See, Mark can help me fix houses and do it, but I can do all the tech stuff. That's what I'm good for.
help taking on those like bigger projects. Obviously we're turning the garage into an ADU, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Like it's a very, very big project, which is taking a lot longer than I had initially like imagined. Or
There it is again. Now, when you look at something like this, first of all, the staircase is going to cost how much money? Like that's going to be the biggest cost,
Well,
right?
she's got her husband that is.
He's not building a staircase.
He's a handyman.
He's not building a staircase. There's no way he can do that.
Well, you know, like the
Staircases, Mark, I've done a video with Mark when he does staircases, and he explains it very thoroughly. And still, there's like math and stuff. Like
oh yeah,
risers
for
and
sure.
percentages, and he's not building a staircase. So if you were to go build a staircase and they say, hey, can you come build a staircase, what would you charge?
Well, if they just want carpet grade stairs, I'd probably do it for like maybe, you know, $800, $1,000 or something.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, but that's because I'm being nice to them. Right?
Don't be nice to her.
No.
Well, if you charge her the normal rate, the Dutch rate.
The Dutch rate.
Yeah, you charge the Dutch rate.
Well, you know, the thing is like, whereabouts are they? Like
California.
California. Yeah, so they have Mexican labor, right?
Yeah.
So materials. So it's actually pretty affordable to do stuff there.
Because if you have Mexican trades and stuff go, because a lot of those guys are really, really good at what they do.
Oh yeah,
and they
do.
work for cash, and they charge way less.
Oh yeah,
we don't have any of that here. We do not have. Do we?
No,
we can't.
Nope.
We're not allowed to have that. It's quite crazy because Canada's very pro immigration. So yeah, that's really. I don't know if they are. I think they're really, really frugal, which is really weird to me because they make lots of money. I would not skimp out on this type of stuff. Like even when I did my basement, I had Mark there with me because like there's no way I could do it by myself. And as we're building bulkheads and doing things like that, there's just no possible way I could have done those properly. Impossible unless you have someone who knows what they're doing. So I don't think they're going to be able to pull that off by themselves. And that's why she's got it on hold right now. And she's dumb.
like thought that it would, but it is coming. It should be done hopefully by summer. That's our current timeline of what we're thinking. So in the meantime,
it's not. And then she just, again, 3 videos later, we pausing that.
and by we I mostly mean him, he is going to be doing the upstairs attic.
At least he's doing something now, making his money.
Oh yeah,
he's finally doing it. Doesn't look like there's any insulation up there.
Well, there's definitely not.
So they're gonna have to insulate that if there's gonna be people. Even in California, even in a warmer climate, you still want insulation, right?
You have to because you need it for AC.
Yeah, that's right.
For cooling.
Most of you guys know, one of the main reasons we bought this house is because, well, I mean, so many things, but one of like the huge perks of this house was that it has 1,000 square feet up in the attic of just empty space. Like, just look at this. Look at this beautifulness. Look at this gorgeous.
That's not 1,000 square feet.
Not even close.
Okay, because the thing is if she said it's 1,200 square feet on the main floor, well, basically with that style of roof, she's lost. I'm gonna say a third to half of her.
Well, look at these floorboards. 1, 2, 3, and like a half. Right. That's what
those
it
are
looks like.
sheets of plywood. Right.
So
there's 32 square feet on each.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
you
if
just
we
melt
counted
them.
those sheets, whatever.
1, 2, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 8 to be safe. 8 by 3.5.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's getting the calculator out. Jess, why you gotta lie?
But like, who knows how far it is the other way? I think they're standing all the way back.
Well, no, you'd see the staircase on the left here. So I'd say I don't think it's half. That staircase doesn't split it halfway because if you go back a bit, here, look, I can show you.
Empty space, like just
There, look. So up to this point where she was standing, there's only another 2 more floorboards. So we were being very generous. Yeah. So what did we say?
It's 896 square feet just for what we see. But then, I don't know, maybe there's another 100 square feet behind her.
Because what she was showing us was right to there. There's only like, look here.
There's like 3
She walks by it.
feet up in the attic.
That's where she's at the wall right there,
space.
and then it's right there. It's not 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
It's 1,200 square feet with all that space
she said
inside.
1,000 up top. She might be right. 1,000 up top.
She said 1,200, didn't she?
No, she said the main
okay.
was 1,200, which I think maybe her square footage is bigger down low.
Okay.
So Jess,
like, just
you're
look
wrong.
at this. Look at this beautifulness. Look at this gorgeous, empty, open floor plan we've got.
Just had a cramp.
Oh. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Like where? In your calf? Where's your cramp?
Ow. Okay, there we go.
You need some cranberry juice? What happened? Where's the cramp? In your ass?
It was like this back here. Just like my leg just went straight.
Oh, jeez.
I've kicked the shit out of my body over the years.
That's awesome.
Sorry, dude.
Okay, so Mark's saying it is about 1,000 square feet, minus the HVAC here, whatever this is,
Yes.
minus the walls, minus... They're going to have to put plumbing in there. They're going to have to put It's not 1,000 square feet.
Well, you know what?
It's 1,000 square feet without it broken up.
Yeah, you're right.
Going here, we went back and forth on deciding if like we should have help with it or we should just do it ourselves.
Always stuff.
Just because we have so many other projects going on, and now that we have a few projects under our belts, we decided to just pretty much do this
No, you don't.
ourselves.
What?
For the most part. And
then she says, when she says we're going to do it ourselves, she means she's not going to do anything.
That's right.
It's going to be Chris who has to do it, but he's got video games to play. He's got
That's
things
right.
to do, man.
That's
He's not
right.
going to be doing that.
do it now. We made this decision like 3 days ago that we were going to do it now. I mean,
Why are
obviously.
you yelling?
We've been wanting to do this project, and it was definitely on our to-do list, but we just didn't know like what the time frame of things, how it was going to line up. We've had multiple
You still don't.
ideas for this upstairs space. At one point we wanted to turn it into 3 bedrooms. At one point we wanted it to be like a big huge open loft.
How could you turn a long space like that into 3 bedrooms?
It's possible. You have to do
A small hallway?
a hallway with bedrooms running off the hallway. Yeah, it's possible.
Not
but
very
the
big.
thing is there's a roof coming down like this.
Mm-hmm.
So unless she's going to do like skylight windows that it can open, whatever, like I don't know how she's going to get proper egress in that. But anyways, that's
Egress.
her.
And you're right, because you can't just put a window, because it's like another 10 feet or like 8 feet to the roof.
But it's a roof, right?
You can't have egress with a tilted roof.
Well,
can you not?
so in Ontario, you need 2 points of egress, right?
Okay.
So maybe that one window, and then there's going to have to be a stair, like some sort of exit. Like I don't know how they're going to get it. I don't see
It's definitely unsafe.
Well, until they do their renovation and put another form of egress in, I don't know how they're going to do
And
it.
maybe that's why they're doing it themselves, because they don't want to get the old.
Oh yeah, then.
But you should, because if something happens, you will not be covered. Insurance will not cover you.
Oh yeah,
You'll be
bad.
screwed.
It'll be bad.
Man, she's got the worst pause screens.
One point we wanted it to be a completely like separate living room with a kitchenette, and like we've had so
Why?
many ideas, and we still don't really fully like know exactly how this is gonna go. We're kind of
So you're embarking on a project up there, running wires, and you don't know how it's gonna go. How dumb is that? Like, even I know that you have to have your plan in place before you even start.
Yeah, so I would have laid out the floor of where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have to peel back all your wires.
Yep.
Then build all your walls. Like
She doesn't even, at this point, she's just doing this for content. They don't even know what they're doing,
No.
because they're not doing anything yet,
No,
because they have
don't
no
know.
plans.
They don't know.
That's, what a loser.
like gotta kind of play it by ear, which is the nice part.
Play it
about
by, imagine, Mark, you went to a client and said, let's play this house by ear. What would you do? Well, it's nice knowing you.
I know of one house. I never built it, but I know one house not far from my house. And this guy he had FU money, okay? And so like he moved his elevator 3 times, and when you move your elevator, like you have to build like an elevator shaft. And it's like my framers alone charged me $6,000 just to build one elevator shaft.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So then do it 3 times, but deconstruct what you've done, that house was played by ear, and it costs a ton of money to do things
and that
like
cost
that.
doesn't turn into what the thing is worth. It's
Yeah,
not.
you don't add, it's not
It doesn't add
value
value,
added.
yeah.
Not value added.
So doing
No.
things by ear does not value add.
No.
Jess, get wrecked.
doing it ourselves, we can kind of just take it as it goes. We have changed things around so freaking much in our new house. If you've been following, we already added a couple bedrooms downstairs, one in like the little office space, one in our dining
And their kid still sleeps with them because there's still not enough room. So they're littlest sleeping with them. And she's admitted of the debauchery that she lives and the lifestyle she lives. It's gross.
room. So there's no longer a need for 3 bedrooms up here. So what we've decided to do at this
Also, she didn't mention one of their kids doesn't want to live there anymore. Like, came back and then left. So she doesn't mention those things conveniently.
So you say that they're on septic.
They must be on septic. They're
And
in the
they've
country,
just
dude.
added 3 bedrooms downstairs. They're going to add 2 bedrooms upstairs, plus 5 bedrooms in the house. They're going to have to put a whole...
They're adding 5 bedrooms into the whole to
They're
the
going
septic.
to need a whole new septic system, or they are building.
They
a whole
might
new
be on
septic.
sewer. Like, I don't know. I don't think she's ever mentioned it, but I don't know how you can tell. But if you're in the country on 10 acres, the likelihood of you being on sewer and septic is high, right?
Oh yeah, well
They
on
might
septic.
be on sewer. I don't know.
Yeah,
They
well
might
on
be.
septic. I'm guessing.
I wonder how you can find out.
All I know is our septic systems that we put in. There's about a 20% overbuild. Like so then let's say you add another bathroom and like 2 sets of taps. It can handle that. It can't handle adding 3 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms, whatever. Like so. Anyways, that's That's the way we do it. And so now I think I know why she's not using a contractor to do up top, because she can't without spending probably $50,000 on putting another new septic system.
If it is.
Or
Now, can a
30,000,
sewer
whatever.
handle anything?
Oh yeah, the sewer.
Sewer's
can take
okay.
enough. Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Moment in time is
So maybe they are on sewer. I don't know. Someone will find out.
just put carpet down and walls up and take it from there. Got it?
That's. I knew it. Excuse me?
Like,
I take
you
it
need
from
to
there.
know what you're going to do with
Yes.
your space before you design your space, before you build it.
Can't put carpet down and then put a wall on a carpet. Can you?
Well, like,
You can cut back the carpet and build the wall, but like, why would you do that?
That's working backwards.
Yeah.
No.
Jess, don't work backwards, okay?
Just play it by ear. We will for sure put at least one bedroom up here, maybe two, maybe have a gaming loft space where honestly, if I'm being totally real with you guys, this might sound silly, but we're gonna like talk to the kids about it. And
Oh, imagine talking to kids about their space. That's gonna sound silly though.
That is.
That's so silly.
That is.
Why would you talk to people that live there about living there? It's gonna sound silly. You're stupid, Jess.
see like what they envision for this space, what they have in mind, because I mean, honestly, the only reason we're doing this is
So why is the title of this video "We're Finally Moving"?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Is that the full title? Hold on. We're finally moving 9 months later. Yeah, so this hasn't, they're not moving anywhere. And it sounds like she's not doing anything upstairs. Why does she, like, it's not even good clickbait. Because it's just a straight up lie. It's not, has nothing to do with the video.
for our kids. I'm not gonna be living up here in this area. This is purely just for that, whether it be bedrooms for somebody, whether it be a gaming area for somebody. It is completely open right now. Literally open space. And that project starts today.
What do you mean today? What project? There's no project. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't know.
I have all of this planned out. Well, a lot
there
of
he
the time-consuming work, outlet, all the electric.
I kind of like that. You don't have to drill in between every stud. You can throw it behind.
Yeah.
But how do you insulate that?
So to me, it looks like there's insulation underneath the floors. Like,
Yep, I see that.
behind there. So they've insulated along there. So I think that they're going to actually insulate the walls.
But how? You put a piece of vapor barrier behind it?
So you don't actually have to have a vapor barrier behind it because there's
open.
a finished product on the roof there. So what I would do is I would put probably 3 or 4 rows of strapping along the back so that your insulation doesn't fall back through. And then they're going to have to create some sort of venting into their ceiling.
Yep.
So
That's a lot of work,
anyways,
and like that's not something a weekend warrior can do.
Well, you know what? I think a weekend warrior can do it, but they're gonna do things like not put the strapping in, whatever. They're gonna put their walls up. Their insulation's gonna fall out. They're not even gonna realize that it has, except for their
heating bill,
yeah,
their
exactly.
air conditioning bill.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. I have started running through all the plans for the outlets we're going to have back here. And another one I need to do is...
Again, how silly is it for them to be running wires and cables and electricals without even understanding what they're going to build in there? That seems really stupid.
You have to get your framing done. Like, you have to do that
What a
first.
bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
What's this copper pipe? Is that water?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, or it's gas, depending.
In the ceiling?
That's a great spot to run it.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
ours would be, if it was gas, it'd be coated in yellow.
Okay.
So I don't know.
electrical through the ceiling so that when we actually have drywall and insulation up there, I can install lights across the ceiling just like a normal house.
Do you hear what he just said? So he's going to run an electrical cable up there so that when he's ready to do it, then he'll put lights in. He's not planning. He's not putting his boxes in where they should be going because they're not. This is so dumb. Then just leave it an open space and draw and leave it open. Don't put up, because you're not going to be able to do it later. This going to cost them double.
Yeah.
That's silly. Even I know that, and I'm not good at this.
To me, with the electrical, like with him being not maybe an efficient worker, I would say he's got about, I don't know, maybe 5-6 hours into it. Like, he hasn't put that much into it.
Like right after high school, I got into the electrical trade and I went to school for a while. So you guys probably noticed that I do a lot of electrical stuff around the house. I do feel like I know my way around it pretty well. So
He's not an electrician.
No, he's not an electrician. He said he went to school for it. He's not an electrician, though. He's not.
No.
Confidence in doing that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say like 15 on that side and like 12 on this side. And then I'm going to have
Is that all off one circuit?
row up here. And I'm probably going to have maybe like 10 to 12 lights coming down from the ceiling. First step was...
Could it be off one circuit?
Well, he'd be maxing it out anyways, all good. He knows what he's doing.
No,
he just told us. He just
To
told
get
us.
Mark.
electrical just all set up, ran through before anything else. We're also
Speaking of ran through.
going to add insulation up everywhere, all up here in the walls and everything. Actually have to build more walls on the back wall here going up, and then another one here going up. That is going to help because right now that wall is just literally the exterior of the house. There's no internal framing of that to add insulation to. So I have to build another wall in front of that I have.
What?
Yeah. So if he builds a wall in front of that and then leaves an airspace between,
Yeah.
like that's just a trap to catch condensation and whatever. Like
So there
I
is
don't understand.
what is he saying? I can see the studs on the wall. You can you can at least spray
what
foam
I
if you
would
wanted
do
to.
is I would insulate that back wall, and you build a wall in front of it that you're going to run all your electrical and hang your drywall off of.
Okay.
He's that's backwards thinking. Anyways, maybe you do things different in California. I don't know. That's not how I do it. And guaranteed he's not going to put any ventilation through his insulation going up following his rafters. If he doesn't, he's going to build what's called in Ontario is called the hot roof.
Okay.
And when it doesn't ventilate, what happens is you just basically builds condensation and
mold.
So, like you can build a hot roof properly if you like do like 2 pound spray foam or whatever, you completely seal it. But I'm guessing he's just going to fill it with bats, put vapor barrier underneath, and call it a day.
And that's bad.
And it's
going to
bad.
make this upstairs hot as shit.
What he needs to do is he needs to put baffles all the way in, so there's an airspace for it to breathe underneath his roof.
Those are those pink baffles, right? They have a little channel in them. Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to staple those all the way across, and then he needs to have ventilation in the top of his roof of a building.
So that the heat
I
can
don't
get
know
out.
if I haven't seen the outside. I don't know. Yeah.
But also remember, they're in California. It gets hotter than anything in the summer. So this upstairs room, whether it's bedrooms or not, it's gonna be no one's gonna be up there in the summer, and it's mostly summer in California.
Well,
it's gonna be hot all the time.
He needs to have some sort of ventilation.
It's gonna
for sure.
cost triple to air condition a space like that.
It's going to be expensive.
All the insulation to attach to, if that makes any sense. So like
It
how
does
all
not.
of this
Does
is
not make sense.
framed out, this needs to happen right here in front of these walls.
Oh, I see, because that's gable framing. Okay,
Or
so
else
the 2x4s are on a flat, so there's no room for insulation.
So can you just
filled
put
in.
2x4s on
I,
straight?
I would pack them out, but I would attach it to that. I would not create another wall. I would just
Okay.
I would build onto that wall.
Okay.
Gonna work, and there's not going to be enough room for insulation. It's a process. So I
It's a process.
spent maybe
As you
a day
size.
Playing it by ear.
Yeah.
doing the electrical. I am not 100% done. I have to do the run all the way up here for the lights up in the ceiling.
Without a plan. That's okay.
I did all the receptacles down low. I have everything running to the other end over here because we're actually going to frame out and install a sub panel just for the upstairs here, so that
So this guy, like, if the oil light comes on his car, I think what he does is he goes and he gets his 2 buckets and he mixes up and goes and washes his car. I think this is what he does.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's-
you know what? We got to deal with some problems here. You know.
So he's gonna put a panel upstairs, so he understands that at least. Probably gonna be a 100 amp panel, something like that, right? Just for lights and
I don't
electricity.
know, yeah.
Like, so we'll see.
everything is completely on its own thing and it doesn't interfere with anything downstairs. So not tying into any previous circuits. We're gonna make everything its own up here so that you can plug in like a vacuum when there's carpet and not worry about tripping anything. So I'm not exactly sure how long all the installation here is gonna take. I've never installed insulation before, but I've seen quite a few people doing it.
I'm watching Mark's brain work. Yes, this should go well.
It's
This
very
sounds like it's
apparent-
going to work.
It's very apparent he does not know what he's doing.
And it doesn't seem that
And he's running this. Look at this wire. It isn't running through the stud.
Well, that's fine. Like, I would rather not drill through that rafter or that
Okay.
truss because you just don't want to infect the integrity of it.
Oh, so he's going to have to build.
I would staple
no matter
underneath
what.
it.
How you're going to have to put strapping or
Strapping.
2x4 across
Yeah,
there to.
yeah.
So he's going to lose even more space in the ceiling.
Wow, it's not going to lose space really. You need something to hold those bats of insulation in, anyways.
Yep.
hard. I have a staple gun and I kind of just need to go buy it and start throwing it up. I don't
Oh, he's going to go get a staple gun and throw it up.
think it could take longer than a day or two, honestly. So this is what I have so far. The electrical, building some extra walls.
Can I just say something? Like I hope that he watches our video because what it's called is a hammer tack.
Yeah.
Right? It's a little shoot stables when you slap it against.
Yep. I have one. I stole it
So-
from my friend.
So you need a hammer tack, not a staple gun.
But he was talking about bats.
Yeah.
So he's going to put the bats in.
Yeah.
And what are the vents called? Those are bats.
No, baffled.
Baffled. He doesn't talk about. So Chris, if you're watching this, you probably are. baffles.
Put your baffles in.
Yeah.
And get
And
yourself
they're
a
little
hammer
pink.
tack,
They're cheap.
not a
They're
staple
pink.
gun.
They're made of styrofoam, almost like the old McDonald's cases. What they're made out of, and they're already framed to vent. So you just staple the sides in the middle. Put those all in, so that it can vent. Otherwise, your kids are gonna cook up there.
Well, you're just going to build condensation.
Yeah, and you're gonna have mold. And nobody needs mold.
Here
Even Jess. I don't like Jess, but I don't want your kids breathing in mold. Okay.
No.
Be safe.
to help support and shape the rooms that we're going to try to block off. I imagine that could take like another day or so to finish out the framing that needs to be done up here. And
If you're Mark, maybe.
Yeah.
If you're this guy.
This is going to take him 2 weeks.
start dividing how the room's going to be, if there's going to be like a common area, whatever's going to happen. I really don't feel like it's going to take longer than a few weeks to finish this out, at least by myself. We also have another obstacle.
That's crazy. Yes, it will. And the HVAC come up through here, so you lose all that space. That's like in the middle of the room.
yeah.
You lose all of that. That's gone.
That's bad.
Go here, the old chimney that went up. So this needs to get patched. All of this here needs to get removed. I have all my tools set up here. I got lights, I have electrical, I have sub panel, I got my
Yeah, he loves talking about electrical. Like,
everything that I need ready to go, and another solid week of work up here to
And again, this is the video that we just watched was after this video where they're like, we're stopping it. So it sounded like Chris didn't want to continue on with the job to me.
Yeah.
Or he electrocuted himself.
So this is the way that I look at a job. I really think the electrical is a big part of the job because I think lighting, your lighting are the jewels of your home.
Yep.
But I basically, you build the space, and then once it's all built, the electricians come in and just do their thing. If you
finish
want
it up.
mid-level lighting, whatever you do, you get it all. But the thing is I don't even think about electrical. I'm just it'll happen. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
This guy can't stop talking about it.
some real
Because that's the thing he thinks he knows because he went to
yeah.
school for 2 weeks on it.
Oh, yeah.
because right now there's electrical ran, but
So maybe again they stopped because he electrocuted himself.
You know what? This guy reminds me of when I do. You remember when I do concrete videos
Yeah.
on TikTok and how they just blow up with everybody
Yeah.
talking because it's got all the guys that
Yeah.
are this smart want to say something. That's this guy right here.
Yep.
But the electrical business.
He probably tells us a lot about video gaming.
it just doesn't look like a whole lot. So once there's insulation and additional framing, it's gonna look like progress right now.
Is it? Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Oh, it looks kind of slow, but I promise you that the electrical ran was very time consuming. It just doesn't look like it yet. Trust the process, and we'll keep
Trust the process. And then 2 weeks later, we're pausing that whole project.
Trust the process. I'm using that one. Thank you.
you guys up.
I need you to secretly record when you tell a client, I trust the process.
The process.
It feels good to finally have that project started in the house. That
And then again, 2 weeks later, we're not doing that anymore.
was one thing if you don't know. The upstairs attic was one thing that we were really looking.
You getting that cramp again?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
It's the other leg.
What's going on?
I don't know.
The chair, maybe.
I don't know. Okay,
You all right?
I'm good.
You need some bananas.
I need bananas.
Looking forward to with how long these other projects have taken. It feels good to feel like a big project in the home starting. So
No, it's not. And again, let me remind you that they stopped already. So it's so funny she does this video and then a week later, oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
I cannot wait to see how this all turns out. Feels like a big deal. So any and all tips and advice is
Oh, Mark's got some here for you.
highly appreciated. We've been on Renovation TikTok, and I have to say, you learn so much on TikTok. Where has TikTok been?
Okay, please
Could you
do-
imagine if they found me on TikTok?
Be real, Mark. Be real. Yes, there are people out there, and there's certain projects you take on by looking at it, but please don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, please don't do a full renovation by using TikTok DIY videos. Don't do that.
Listen. I believe that TikTok has made me a better builder, carpenter, renovator, GC.
But you already know what you're doing.
when
So I can
watch-
understand adding to your already extensive knowledge, but if you're Jessfam with fake eyelashes, don't do that. You don't even know how to swing a hammer.
That's true. You need to know the basics.
You do.
Yeah.
So it works for me because I know I understand the basics of tools and everything else. And I can borrow Mark's, whatever he's got the specialty tools, I'll go get it.
Yep.
Right? But if you don't know what you're doing, please do me a favor. Don't touch electrical for one. Don't touch it. I'm so scared of electricity. I will not touch electricity.
No.
Mark knows I will not touch it.
No.
Nope. Although I did my garage for a little bit for my Tesla charger. I probably shouldn't have.
Nah.
But I turned it off and have this little thing that tests the current going through and stuff like that. But that could kill you. 2, don't do insulation and things that are going to cause problems down the road if you don't know what you're doing. A TikTok video will not exclusively cover. You have got to get people who know what they're doing, who have gone through made all the mistakes already in the past. A TikTok video will not help you. Plus, you have a different house than they're doing on there. You have something completely weird and different that you're not going to see. Just don't. Hire professionals. That's what they're for.
Yeah, the envelope of your home, like basically, like I spoke about the dew point of your home and stuff like that. Like, there's a science behind how you put insulation, how you do different solid surfaces, whatever. If you choose to just go, I'm going to throw insulation in here, you can be causing huge problems.
And those huge problems aren't just like, fire hazards. It's literally growing mold, which could kill you. Like 100%. That stuff. There's not a reader in your house that can be like, oh, there's mold, event tension, mold. There's nothing like that. So mold grows secretly, silently, and you won't even know it until you're already sick.
Definitely.
So don't do that. Tushpa, dumbass.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was great. Mark, thanks for being here for that video.
Is it over?
Yeah, I know. What do you think overall? You think they're going to get this done? 4 months. Mark says 4 months from the time they released that, which is about a week ago. So they're going to be well into, what are we in? February, we're almost March, April, May, June. So they're saying June they'll be done.
That's how long I would take to do it. I don't know how, like for them, I give them 10 months.
Well, I think upstairs because Chris is doing it. He's got to take his, his bathroom breaks and stuff like that and his video game breaks. And, he's got the new game coming out and he's got to be on there. Plus he's doesn't know what he's doing, and also they already stopped it. So, but if they got the contractors doing the other house,
right,
that should be around 4 months. And it looks like they got professional equipment. These guys she's getting all the things done for it. That's probably what's happening.
But you know what? Because he's got the electrical knowledge, he's probably going to slow the whole project down because he's going to be like, I'm going to do the electrical.
Oh, let me take a look at the electrical. Maybe Chris is going to try to do it himself.
Wouldn't that be funny?
I want to see that. So Mark and I will always be here for this project. We're going to be following it very closely.
That project will be botched because of the electrical.
And it's going to cost them 10 times more. Just hire an electrician. I know they're expensive, but they are expensive for a reason.
But you know what sometimes you need to do?
What?
Trust the process.
Just trust the process. Trust the damn process. Awesome. Everybody, let's take a deep breath, Mark. That was great. I love having Mark on. Guys, don't forget to head over to Doodads. We're having a weekly conversation so far, and we're doing other videos. That's great. Mark, you're going to come on whenever we talk about some more housing
stuff,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Remember that Tara Henderson girl?
The one that had to win her head on the...
No, that's Doherty doesn't. Oh. Tara Henderson's the one that built the house with all the weird different like gold and silver and all like the different finishings. A really nice house, but all her finishings were weird.
Is that the one with the drapes on the floor?
Yeah. No, that was Jesssfam.
Oh, geez, we've done a few.
I know. Anyway, she's already out of that house.
Okay.
So they always go above and beyond. So anyway, that was good. So everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being valuable. You're incredible. Someone has a crush on you. Don't you forget it. And I will see you when I see you.